Hello everyone, Tom of the Tank here. Um, as part of my break from the layout, I've been constructing some of my model aircraft. I've had quite a number now for almost a year, and they were supposed to be winter projects, but because of one thing, another, illness, etc., long boring story, I didn't get around to making them. So yeah, as you can see, I've got some trains running around in the background. Right, so this is a North American Mitchell Mark II in 1/72 scale, as all my aircraft are. And as you can see by the colours, it's a dark earth upper body with a grey underbody. So here's my completed model. I've tried to replicate everything as per the drawings. It's not perfect by any means. My eyesight is not. I'm still actually waiting for new glasses, or to go for new glasses, sorry. So this is the finished item. There's a lot of internal detail which can't be seen, obviously, but what I do, I imitate the green aluminium primer that was, or anti-corrosive etch primer that was used, or is used on aircraft. I'm not sure about nowadays, but it was used for many years to stop corrosion. So a lot of the internal parts of this aircraft are actually replicated with the green etch primer. So this is a good looking model. For me, the hardest part is actually doing the glazing, because they don't always fit very well, so you have to trim them, and it's a nightmare. As you can see, I don't know if you can see the green inside the cockpit there, and the gunner's department. So what I'll do now, I'll just go down there. I'll turn it upside down and try and show you the underneath. So here's the underneath of the aircraft, as you can see by the colour. I tried to copy the colour. The internals of the bomb bay, as you can see, have the green primer. So again, I've tried to replicate exactly how it would have been. And as you can see, I'll just put it back the other way up. As you can see, it's a North American Mitchell Mark II in RAF colours, because obviously the RAF used quite a number of American aircraft at that time. So I think that looks quite smart. There we go, once more on the magic roundabout. I've almost finished the third of my bomber aircraft, which I hope to show soon. Again, that one I've had for almost a year, and I've been nagged by my chief of staff. Why are these boxes still here? Why haven't you made them? You've had plenty of time, all the normal stories. But no, she's as good as gold. She's pushed me to do this to keep myself occupied. Okay, so now we'll move on to another one. Let's go down. So there we are, the red street. Some of my locomotives running. Excuse me while I just go to the next page. There we go, there's two running together. So this video is train related, not much, but it is. Right, so here is my Vickers Wellington. This is an aircraft that when I say wanted, in a way I have. I wanted to build a Wellington for years. This all goes back to my childhood when I built one and made a bit, as kids do, made a bit of a mess of it. Couldn't paint the windows properly, and in the end painted over everything. So anyway, I thought one day I'm going to make a better, nicer model. So here we have the colour chart showing the camouflage, and what I've done, hopefully, is replicate the camouflage exactly how it is, what it says on the tin, as they say. So if we go up to there, hopefully I've been able to recreate the camouflage exactly how it would have been. So the Wellington, this is a Wellington Mark II. This was designed by Barnes Wallis. It has a geodetic frame, and geodetic basically it's a crisscross pattern of aluminium sections. If you look through the window there, you can see the crosses, and that is part of the construction of the aircraft, and apparently made it very, very strong. It could withstand a lot of damage and still fly. So Mr. Barnes Wallis was the inventor of the bouncing bomb. Very, very clever guy. So as I said, he designed this, and it was quite funny when he wanted to test his bombs. The RAF said, "We don't have any aircraft." He said, "You can use one of mine." Very, very good answer. So here we are. And this one, believe it or not, I should have read the small print. As everybody knows, when you buy something and you get the either the contract or whatever, you're always recommended to read the small print. And what I did with this one, I actually you'll see in the first part of the video, I made all the internal parts, put them in the green anti-corrosive primer, or my version of it, and then assembled the two halves, which was quite tricky because there's so many parts inside. And when I'd finished the model, I was reading through the instructions again and noticed something very funny. It says, if you do not have to insert all the internal parts provided in the kit. You can simply just put the cockpit and glue the two halves together. But I like to include everything. It doesn't matter if nobody sees it. It's there, and I know I've done it to the best of the drawings, etc. So here it is, the Vickers Wellington. And again, the glazing can be a bit of a nightmare. For me, the worst part are the turrets. They are extremely difficult to put together. And again, with having a shaky left hand and bad eyesight, it wasn't so easy, but I think I might been able to put it together in a reasonable way. It's far from as good as some of the model builders I've seen. The care and attention they take to the finish, and this is hand painted, it's not sprayed. Like I say, I've seen some people build these kits and they're absolutely outstanding. What they do to bring out the highlights of the panels on the wings and the bodies, etc., it's phenomenal. So in no way are these to that standard. They're to my standard, which when they're hanging up on the ceiling gives a good enough representation, in my opinion. Right, so without further ado, let's have a look at the underneath. Here we go. So again, there's the green primer, the anti-corrosive primer applied to all of the internal components. I think it's important to try and provide as much detail as possible, and again, I mean as possible in my case. There's my 46 and 3/8 going past in the background. Right, I know what I can do. There we go. There's a van, a bus, AA van, sports car, some more cars, another bus. So what I shall do is name this video Trains, Planes and Automobiles. How is that? And like I say, I have, it's not a surprise, but I have an aircraft under construction at the moment, which I hope to finish by the end of the week, which is something I've had in its box since April the 14th last year. I did show it on my channel as being received and as being a potential winter project. So as it's March, I suppose you could still classify this as winter. So yeah, I'll have built it in the winter season. Let's put the Wellington back on its wheels. So once again, a quick spin around. And there's my Blood Mini in the background. Yeah, so it's no secret I use Vallejo paints. They are absolutely amazing. I've tried many paints over the years, and they're either too thick, too hard to apply. I've never been really happy until I came across Vallejo, and it was a Vallejo weathering kit, and after using that I was very impressed. I'm not sponsored by Vallejo in any way, I just happen to really like their paint products. And like I say, it goes on, sometimes you have to give it a second coat. This Dark Earth I had to put on twice, but that's no big problem. I also used my alcohol to wipe it down before I painted it. So because obviously with greasy fingerprints on it, the paint doesn't stick very well. So by giving it a wipe with the isopropyl, it helps to key the surface, so to speak, or make the paint go on easier. So there we go. There's my latest two projects. Very happy. Let's go back to the Mitchell. So there we go. I believe the last aircraft I made was my Dam Buster Lancaster. I think that was the last one I made last year. So as I say, it's these are supposed to be winter projects, so it's still only March, so I think I've achieved my goal. Okay, so thank you for watching. Bye now.